Well, here we are, once again.
Yes, we are not doing anything big for Kamen Rider's big 50th anniversary.
Or April Fool's Day.
Nope.
Wasn't there that asshole that posted 50 facts about Ultraman?
He does not speak for us. He is not a representative of the Castranger brand. We in no way condone his actions. I can't read the rest
on our channel then?
I can't read the rest of what the lawyer handed me.
He kind of looks like Gara a bit, but...
Yeah, but he's totally fatter, right?
A little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, wait, hang on. What's that thing? Let me see that.
They say the camera adds 10 pounds.
Apparently the lawyer says he's making one video a month. Let's see how long that lasts.
Yeah.
The lawyer is making one video a month?
Yes, from Legal Eagle. We have
Cue
a
the roll
YouTuber
call.
lawyer.
I'm sorry, that was stupid.
I think Lane said cue the roll call.
Shit!
Oh yeah.
We are live!
Zenkaiger!
Connect.
Loading. Broadcast.
Tempered Zeal! Bluecaster, Super Ichi!
Loud and impulsive. Greycaster. Late.
Illuminating the Tokuverse. Goldcaster Garza.
A spark of courage, the power of dreams. Orange Caster, Global Soft Perka.
Broadcasting hundreds of opinions across the world! Radio Sentai Castranger!
Welcome to Radio Sentai Castranger, episode 335.
So Zangoose.
It's episode Zangoose.
I'm guessing the shiny is it's blue.
Cool.
Episode sus.
Yes. It is episode blue. Or, I mean, he is blue for shiny, yeah.
Yeah. Episode Zang Blue.
He used to have purple claws because that was like the blood of a fucking Seviper on his claws, and then they got rid of that because it was too extreme.
They could have just said he had purple claws.
Well, we are a group of Kamen Rider Club members who come together to talk about Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, and a feature topic, which is
What you know about Third Thing?
Which is usually about other tokusatsu stuff, except for this week because it's the prelude to Metal April. Because I couldn't think of a fourth thing for Metal April.
Go pick up the new Deep and Delicious cake.
Why Payildramon?
Why?
I don't know. Anyways,
That's the best form of Payildramon.
Oh, is he Digimon 336?
Oh.
Or 335?
So anyways, we're talking about Kamen Rider Saber, episode 29.
28.
28. Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger, episode 4. And Samurai Flamenco, episodes 9 and 10.
Hooray.
Ew.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get into Saber. This episode made me very happy.
Oh, it made me happy too because last week I said I cannot wait to see Ren get the fucking shit kicked out of him, and not as much as I was hoping, but he still did. And my boy Ren, you got the face of the week. Look at that face. Look at that put him.
During that whole part, all I could think was, you guys are really gonna enjoy watching him suffer, but I'm just like, no.
No, Impact linked me to the best fucking thing ever. It's that meme where it's like a bunch of people in a bar like watching something on a big screen, and then just like they all start fucking like cheering.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that part.
Yep.
Yeah, it was just when fucking Red's getting the shit kicked out of him.
I want someone to find a clear shot of that and put him on a YouTube thumbnail. That's a react face.
Yeah.
So it's good to know that Zeus and Storius are kind of just like, Lego's gone, whatever.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck!
They do not care.
What kind of relationship did they have before becoming monsters?
For so long, and they still don't care.
Well, no. Remember what I said? My theory is that Storius was the one who became evil, and then he kind of just brainwashed Legiel and Zeus
Yeah.
to like join
Or
them.
told and replace them or something.
So like maybe Zeus did kind of care about Legiel being gone, and Storace was like, "Do you though? Do you really care that he's gone?" He's like, "No, I guess I don't care that he's gone." Yeah, that's what I thought.
But we get into some interesting discussion regarding the Caliber power set, because they talk about how Hayato said that he was told by the quote-unquote esteemed one, and this is where we find out that apparently Master Logos isn't the only authority in the organization. There is apparently
there are sages.
a team of divine sages who like provide direction to the Sword of Logos.
So it's sort of by committee?
This,
Sorry, I'm reading the chat, and like Jerry, CO2, and Crimson Rider just like, Ren got winded. He got blown away. Ren went with the wind.
No! Yep. Come on, no!
Zeus is Storius' pet kitty. Sick him, boy!
I gotta say, can we talk about these Saber mini anime thing when they come out?
Oh my god, yeah, we gotta talk about those.
I saw the clips with the fucking Megiddo ones, and I
will never let you go!
I couldn't fucking fathom what the fuck was going on.
I
haven't seen them yet, so I don't even know what to think.
No sleeves. Why do you keep saying I have no sleeves?
Yeah, well, once they're all out, we'll talk about them all at once. So, they talk about the future that Kento saw, and they speculate that perhaps Hayato and Kamijo saw the same future. But they didn't
makes so much sense.
So anyone who has the Sword of Darkness basically gets that ability to see a bad future?
That makes sense, but I'm not 100% convinced that they did. That Hayato and Kamijo did see it, because it was never mentioned before now in any capacity.
No, but see, I think that would make sense with the use of this power, because like the Blade of Darkness, it's so powerful, but it comes at a cost. Like it drains you, and you
the
see like the
of
dark
knowledge.
future of like your worst possible fears come true.
It comes with the burden of knowledge.
Yeah, so like that's what Kento's worst fear is seeing his friends, his allies he fights with just get destroyed, and it's just killing him inside. He just realizes like there's no point in trying to fix this, because that's what's going to happen. So he's so dead set on thinking that's going to happen. That's why he's so like fucking out of it.
Also, on the topic of Hayato and Kamijo, I think it's safe to say we got visual confirmation that Kamijo did in fact murder Hayato. Because when Toma's talking to Kento later in the episode, and he's like, "Oh, Kamijo cut down my father," we actually see a clip of it for the first time.
We do, yeah.
So before I was doubtful because we had to go based on Kamijo's word that he cut down Hayato, but now we actually have a clip of it happening.
Yeah, and like Kento's like I'm pretty sure my dad like restored me. So
yeah. Kento speculates that the soul of his father Hayato like pushed him to be revived somehow. Yeah, I guess we just have to take it at its word for now, at base value for now.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, one of the B plots is that May gets a big assignment from her boss to convince Toma to write a sequel to his novel.
And he's like, "Aight."
Yeah, sure. I mean, he was already planning on doing it. He's been talking about writing the story about his friends.
Yeah, he says he's like more motivated to write it now because like of what's going on, and he's just kind of like, you know what, it's something that could like keep me kind of like cheer me up.
I'm gonna write such a good story, and it's gonna tell everyone what a bad guild Logos is, and you're gonna be so embarrassed.
Now everyone talk about now how awesome I am and how much how cool I am because I'm so powerful because
look at all my dragon forms.
Like, no, it doesn't feel like it's that at all. It feels like he's doing it in tribute to everyone he's with.
Yeah, no, we're joking about it. Obviously, he's not trying to inflate himself.
And then there's Ken's
I mean, the story itself will do that already by giving him all the main character stuff. He doesn't need to do it himself.
Yeah. Also, Charybdis is like talking now. That was freaky.
I mean, he's being poured with more books, so of course he's getting smarter.
Yeah, they've just been like murdering more people off screen and no one's doing anything about it. Why isn't May's book telling them about this?
Yeah, that is always weird when that happens, where it's like there's some evil plot progressing in the background, but we don't stop it until it gets to a certain point.
I also like the little attention to detail. Like, Disaster shows up when Caliber and Kenzan are fighting, and he's like, huh, that guy I killed is back. Wait a minute. Oh, it's the Swordsman of Thunder. This is interesting.
I just love that apparently Kento smells like lightning.
What does lightning smell? Does he mean like something that's been struck by lightning? Because that would just be like
I don't know. He just like smells them. It's like, oh, it's the Swordsman of Lightning.
Oh shit!
And
I like that little
it was so hilarious how convenient it was that Disaster happened upon them fighting, because that's how May was able to see with her like detection book that they were fighting.
And then Disaster didn't do anything. He's just like, huh, interesting. Well, I'm fucking off. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
This episode was largely a clip show, which was a little bit of a letdown, but I mean, we got to do it at some point.
Less like a clip show and more like a sort of, here's all the information we have that it'll be crucial for people to know for things coming up.
Yeah, and
like a sort of info dump.
Yeah,
I will say,
a nice summary, honestly.
I will say it was very touching and heartwarming to kind of know Toma's kind of inspiration to become a writer, because like, you know, he made all these short stories and then he met Luna and Kento and they're like your stories are so good, you should think about being a writer when you grow up. And he's like, a writer, huh? And then he like cuts back and Toma's just like, that's what made me want to be a writer, because like, you know, and I opened up my own bookstore and
a Kamen writer
books.
Oh gosh.
Full circle, we've done it. We've finally gotten to that joke.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure we've said it before.
How did it take this long? No, not that I remember, but
Saber is the Kamen writer.
I'm sure I made it like week
novelist,
1.
So
yeah. We also get this bit like while Zeus and Storius are talking about how much they absolutely miss Legiel. So Storius basically re-summarizes everything. So their goal is to get the Book of Knowledge, use it to remake the world so they can rule it and just have infinite power. So really base, tropey sort of villain motivation, which is hilariously the same motivation as Master Logos.
Yeah, and apparently originally, like, Zogami was like, oh yeah, the Sword of Logos was made to prevent the books from being put back together.
And the current version of Logos is very much not that.
No, not at all. Which is why like Ogami and Daishinji are kind of like, yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
And then we just see Master Logos constantly laughing maniacally in his chair, being like, soon the book will be mine again.
Yep. I'm kind of getting bored of Logos. Like, now that we know unless they pull something out of left field, like, he's just got such a boring villain motivation. He just wants the power for the sake of power and ruling and whatever.
Yep. Good old... Damn you, Shinken Gold. How could you have fallen so far?
When they didn't do a Shikanger 10 years later.
We also get the first appearance of Reika's brother, who steps out holding Jikokuken Kaiji, who will be debuting as Commander Durandal next week.
And it's Reika's brother.
Yeah, he calls her Onisama.
And I was like, oh.
Logo seems a little bit like a crazy child.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Shinken Gold's actor can play crazy. So.
Yeah.
Kento was a bit of a nutball, but he was a fun nutball, and I loved him.
I seriously want to know more about him and why he did what he did and why he's evil now.
Yeah.
All of that.
I'm sure we'll find out. Are you laughing about the complex?
No. I'm laughing at how you guys are just like, how he's all mighty in his chair and thing. For some reason, in the back of my mind, this is all I'm picturing. The prince from the Island.
From the Chipmunks movie?
Yes! Oh no, I just have him in my head as we're talking
That's
about
him. That's the
Master
sword
of
of
Logos.
Logos. Yeah.
Now, Gar, is that the version of the Chipmunks movie where they're talking normally, or is it the regular one?
Unfortunately, that one got taken down.
Ah, glad I watched it
Have you
then.
ever seen that? Did someone like reverse the effect on their voices so they just speak?
Yeah.
normally?
Spoilers, Dave
For
voiced
us-
all of them.
yeah.
They're
For-
all Dave, even
for
the
a
girls.
straight- For a straight week, Gar would not shut up about this. He
It
kept
was
fucking showing
so
me clips and scenes, and he's like,
fucking
I can't stop
funny.
watching this. It's just so weird.
It was so fucking funny, especially the songs.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Yeah, I've never.
Yeah,
I
we're
didn't
the
know that
girls
anyone
of
did
rock
that.
and roll.
$1,000.
Anyways, so
So the
I
character voiced
think
by guys?
I think that Logos is doing something behind like the four elders back, and like
Yeah, maybe he wants to dethrone the Zenkaiger.
they're gonna summon him to a meeting, and they're gonna be like, they're
You're
gonna
fired.
be like, oh, we don't like what you're doing, Master Logos. This isn't the way. And then he's just gonna go like,
This is not the way.
Durandal, Sabala, kill them, and
Fucking
fucking
probably.
eliminate the council.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
I wouldn't doubt it.
Funny.
Yeah. So yeah, Kento and Ren finally run into each other, and they have a little fight.
A little.
Yep, it was great seeing Ren get the fucking shit kicked out of him. Like it was so funny that Rentaro was like, Kento's not really gonna give a shit about you. Like he's like, no, you don't know what Kento's like. He's gonna be super happy to see me. He loves me. I love him. So yeah.
I would really, really like if they had told us why Ren loves Kento so much. They never really told us or explained that.
He just respects
And
him
then-
that much.
He just looked up to him, didn't he?
And then Rentaro again goes like, yeah, I know what I must do now too. And I'm just sitting there like, what? What do you need to do?
We know what he's
God
gonna do.
fucking damn it.
He's gonna finally betray his guild family, and that way he's getting you in final form.
Ichi, you know who they are? You know who Kenzan and Espada are?
The boys of rock and roll.
No.
No.
They're the two dogs.
Oh
dogs?
no!
Hey Kenta. Oh, are we gonna do anything cool today?
What are we doing today, boss?
Nah. Oh man.
I
he's
thought
really
by the
cool
two
guy.
dogs you meant from that Dog of Wisdom video. You know the
Oh
one
god!
that was in the plane, and
Don't say those
Yeah,
words,
that.
Rengar.
that's what I thought you meant. I'm sorry.
Also,
Yeah,
Nice.
that.
I love Jerry for being a lion. He took a while to swallow his pride. Haha.
also, probably everyone watching the episode when Kenzan got his ass kicked. Never mind, but it's basically all the guys cheering.
Yeah. So yeah, Kento and Ren fight, and Caliber manages to seal half of Hayate.
It's still sealed.
No, not all. Apparently, from what I've seen, he can still turn into Kenzan. He just can't use like most of his power set.
No, that's dumb.
It is dumb. I agree.
It's dumb because he has to split the two swords apart to transform.
I agree.
So he can't work.
He didn't immediately untransform when the sword got sealed.
Because the book was still open.
It could have closed the book, or just like knock the book out.
Nope.
Yeah, no, I hated
No.
that. I hated that he just sealed like the second half of his sword, and I was like, what?
But it still sort of works because, again, you need both swords to work to transform. It didn't work.
Two halves
Yeah,
make an
well,
asshole.
I loved seeing Ren just pick up his swords and be like,
I'm taking my swords and going out. Screw you!
Where's my home?
Like I'm sorry. I'm one of those people who I just like I don't give a shit about Ren anymore.
I kind of never did. I just wanted the CG henshin, and I got it, and I'm happy.
I really hope that like in an future episode, like because like we got it in like the Kenzan special that like Disaster will come up to him. He's just like, I can help you get stronger.
I am putting down a solid prediction. He has been explicitly shown to be someone who values power over actual justice. He's always been like, justice is determined by the strong, and only the strength are just. You know what I mean? So what I think is Disaster is going to tempt him with power, and Ren will become evil, or at least a Megiddo, or some sort of dark power-up.
That would
Absolutely.
make sense, I think.
And then he's going to come back and kick Kento's ass.
Yeah, because it'll be like kind of the reverse. Like once Kento's back to being Espada, then Kenzan will be evil.
Who says he's gonna go back to being a Espada?
I know he's gonna go back to being Espada.
I don't know.
They keep showing him in the opening and ending still, so
They keep
Because
they keep showing Espada in the opening. What about all those people who want May to be Espada?
No, it's gonna be Kenzan. Kenzan's freaking Ren over there. He's gonna be like, "What are you doing? What? My old sword got sealed away. Time to use the other one."
Oh my god, please no.
I mean that is true.
I don't want Ren to use Ikazuchi.
He's gonna use it. It's gonna happen.
I would sooner let May have it.
No, you know what? I agree with Gar. I'm kind of for this. I would like to see Ren become Espada.
Because
That'd be
you
interesting.
know-
No, that'd be interesting.
Because you know he would do that.
I also would like to see May become a writer, but
There you
at
go,
the
we're
same
split
time, I
50-50.
understand why she isn't one. But it's cool that she talked about how she's become stronger and stronger over time, having to
Yeah,
face
see,
it.
now we're getting some setup.
That will go nowhere.
Also, speaking of May, she sees some beasts in the sky, so some shit's starting to happen to her.
Oh no, she's just going crazy.
Oh no.
Hmm?
What if she's the freaking chick in the flashback? Like May is
The one that's clearly Luna?
yeah. What if
Also,
May's
I
the
just realized-
reincarnation of Luna?
I just realized we didn't see Tassel this week.
Yeah, because
there was
Logos
no
captured
camera
him.
there.
Oh, did he? I
Yeah, so he
didn't.
can't do his intro.
Although, something I don't know if I mentioned last week, earlier in last week's episode, like, you know, when he revealed his name was Victor, and then fucking Logos, like, beams him, I assumed that it was him being captured, but then later we see Tassel congratulating Toma for saving Primitive Dragon's boy soul.
Maybe he's
No,
in
I
book
don't
world.
think he captured Tassel. I think he just like fucked off.
But he said that he was going to use him. Why would he just let him go if he was going to use him?
Because Tassel's not a threat to him.
Yet.
Or maybe Tassel can astral project, or maybe there's multiple. I don't fucking know.
Or maybe, oh no, I've gone cross-eyed.
All I know is there's something there that hasn't been fully explained yet. So, next week is the debut of Kamen Rider Durandal. I'm excited!
Duran.
Please let it be CG Henshin!
Kamen Rider Duran.
Sure.
He's hungry like the wolf.
Kamen Rider Duran. That's great.
Or Durarara.
That show was good.
Never seen it.
Anyways, Zenkai.
Zenkai.
Ah, Vroom-san.
Boxing?
Oh my god.
Ah, Vroom-san. Zenkai.
This episode was fucking fantastic.
I agree.
I loved every single. No. I am a man who fucking loves boxing. It's my favorite form of like fighting. I love it so much, and I love when there's like robot boxing and stuff like that because there's a character named
Roboxing?
Tex- Yeah,
Would you like to live in boxing world? Just a world
I
where
would like
everyone
to
is
visit
boxing
boxing
all the
world.
time?
Yes.
Okay,
Boxing
guys.
Topia?
Boxing Topia.
I love the idea that there's a whole world that's just boxing themed.
I'm just surprised that the worlds are literally just insert name Topia.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it's just like
Eventually, they're gonna
Worldtopia.
find Zootopia.
Golf Topia.
And Magitopia.
Goat Cheese Topia.
No.
So,
Yeah, it
Vroon,
can be anything like Nosetopia or like
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming out of our
Uptopia.
shells, but it's really popular Topia.
God damn it.
so Vroon,
So-
I don't know.
Vroon
So-
is fucking adorable and awesome. I love him.
Saban's Masked Rider, but became very successful Topia.
Okay, that's enough out of you. So yeah, Vroom is just Robo Philip
How is he Robo Philip?
because he's obscenely curious about fucking everything.
Well, okay, no.
If anything, he's
See,
more-
it makes sense because he's never been outside of like the main bad guy's base. He's just been stuck in there for however long he's been there.
All right, Gar, what are you
yeah,
laughing about?
Are you okay?
Look at these things. Part of your world is through.
Couldn't even get the joke out.
I'm ready.
I want to be where the humans are.
What?
You want Sentai gears? I've
I
got
got them all.
40.
I got 40. 45.
Oh my gosh,
Uh,
Vroon Ariel.
I'm terribly sorry, everyone, but I've reached that point where I'm giggling tired.
So yeah,
Okay.
so we get the boxing monster, and I fucking loved him. He's my
Boxing
favorite so
world.
far.
It felt like he was making a pun that didn't translate.
They just say the name at the end of all their sentences. That's it.
so they remember what world they're representing.
I like that.
What world?
But yeah, so he dings his belt because I love that his top of his head looks like a boxing ring with like a judge's belt.
Okay,
It's
that was
fucking
actually a
amazing.
really nice design. I love the helmet on him.
Yeah, and of course he's got fucking spring-loaded rocket boosted.
He's got rocket punch!
Yeah, legit rocket
Then
punch.
their wedding turns into a boxing fight to the death.
Yes, so he causes everyone to get boxing gloves, and all they want to do is just fight.
I mean, to be fair,
That's all they do. And
we saw the one at the wedding, in which wouldn't that be the perfect way to get married? If the only way to get married is to box your loved one.
The funniest shit ever is like whenever someone won, they would just go, "I'm winner."
I'm winner.
Okay, so there was.
So I guess wrestling is a winner is you, but boxing is I'm winner.
It just
Well, hang on. Just okay. So there's the old man
I'm sorry.
Yep.
who is Shishi Ranger's old suit actor.
Oh really?
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
Huh.
He's also done Godzilla.
Yep.
oh,
You have the bride from the wedding,
Hmm.
but then you have the idol.
Yep.
And what's the funniest thing about the idol is when she punches out her fan,
Yep.
she shouts, "I'm a winner." And as she's walking away, you see a pile of her fans just laying around. Funniest thing though is that one of them smiling. I'm like, oh my god, is that your dark, creepy fantasy?
Oh yeah.
You getting beaten up by the idol?
Oh yeah. He wanted this.
Is that how you get
There
off?
are people who say like to characters they say step on me.
I was about to
I
say
guess
this is a
some
step
way.
on me thing.
Oh,
and there's like that famous photo where it's like this like guy, like Japanese high schooler in like a movie, and like there's this like girl with like her legs in between, like his head in between her legs or something, because she's like beating him up.
But yeah, I love
but
that.
anyways.
I love that they were just all saying "I'm winner," and it just reminds me of that Baron theme song. I'm a winner.
But I gotta say, fucking props to Kaito for just taking that punch for his grandma.
Oh my
That is
god, that
is
was such a
sweet-
shot.
sweet loving grandson to take a
It was
punch
a
like that for
very
his grandma.
hard punch too.
I mean, considering who it came from.
And then later it's like, you're gonna pay for getting my grandma punched, and Jiren's just like, dude, you got punched.
Yeah,
You took the punch for your grandma.
you got hit so hard
But
it
yeah.
jogged his memory.
So I was genuinely always curious how Vroon was going to like kind of like leave the bad guys, and it was just that he found out something, told the general, and he was like, "Oh, have you told anyone else about this? No, all right, well then fuck you then." And he gets
Oh, cool!
Like,
So I only have to kill you.
so,
Yeah.
No, nani?
so it's like Blur from Transformers Animated. Hey, Long Arm Prime, I found out what the Decepticons are doing. Have you told anyone else? No, sir. Why? Transforms into a Decepticon.
oh
Oh,
fuck.
kills him.
No, it's like in Batman Returns when frickin' Selena Kyle finds out that information, and then fucking Christopher Walken just pushes her out of a window.
Oh my goodness,
So-
guys! Bruce Wayne's
Christopher
Batman.
Walken pushes her out of a
No
window?
shit.
So yeah, Vroom's gimmick is that he is super, super curious about absolutely everything and just goes up to people and asks them really intrusive questions.
You know how
And
there's
he's
that?
clumsy as fuck too.
And
To be
clumsy.
honest, I honestly felt that like his asking about everything and wanting to know everything. I definitely understand that. But at the
Someone
same
hand this
time,
robot a phone.
No, what was really touching to me was like they're going around like doing different stuff, and they're going to a library and everything, and you could just see the other four three Kikainoids are just super annoyed with them, and just like Kaito's just like he's like, no, this is the library, like it's where you come to learn and stuff like that. He's like I'm happy to see you wanting to learn about the world, and I was just like, Kaito, you're such a good person.
Oh, what's this? It's a balloon. It'll pop. It'll pop. Ooh, what's that?
But
It's leggings.
I'm going to say the best joke with Vroon for me in the entire episode was when like they're fighting and like fucking I forgot the bird's name right now.
Senchan.
Yeah, Senchan. And he's like, oh, you're using the powers of freaking Bokenger, and he's like, what the fuck is a Bokenger?
What's a Bokenger? What's go-go power? Why did I say that?
Oh, that was so funny.
I like the Operation Overdrive reference with him.
Oh?
He said he was overdrive for knowledge. And I'm like,
oh my god.
No, like, his catchphrase is, my curiosity engine goes vroom, vroom, vroom!
So is his head supposed to be an engine block? Or is it supposed to be a whistle?
Maybe.
Oh, his normal head?
Yeah, his normal head.
I think maybe both.
Because I see a whistle.
I see that from the shape of his head.
Yeah, he's early concept metal Sonic.
It's because he blew the whistle on the fact that the worlds were getting restored.
But yeah, we all know what he looks like when he's in his Ranger form. He's fucking Optimus Prime. Guys, you can't hide it. He's Optimus Prime.
I will say, out of the four Kikainoids in the Ranger forms, Vroon has the best design.
It's so awkward with the wheels sticking out of his arms, though.
No,
as a Zord design, that's fine, but for a Ranger suit, I don't like it.
And I like that his weapon's a pickaxe, because me being a hardcore Fortnite player, I've come to really love pickaxes.
I just like that it also serves as a fucking crossbow when they're in the Zord mode.
Oh, you don't like the wheels on his arms?
No.
The wheels are on his arms. Go vroom, vroom, vroom.
That's kind of better.
This is nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
For those who are listening to the audio version, so there was a stage show for Zenkaiger in which the
Nightmare-topia?
Yeah, the Ranger suits
Nightmare-topia
are like bare bone. Like there's no clunkiness on them.
I
kind
of like them better.
No, these are the costumes that you get from like Party City or something.
Yeah, I know, it's like the Halloween costume versions.
They're like prototypes.
At least it's not just like an apron that says I'm a Zenkaiger on it.
I for one am a sucker of like bulkiness in suits, so I very much like the bulkiness of their suits.
We also know Vroon has two different helmets in his regular Kikainoid form, because when they took his glasses off, you literally see his eyes squinting.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
And I'm like, oh, so he must be nearsighted.
Yeah.
Ooh.
How the hell does a robot have fucked up sight?
How do robots grow hair? How do robots age? How do robots reproduce?
Hold on, everyone's talking at once.
Sorry. I love the fucking standby chime for frickin' Magina and Vroon's mech combination.
I like the voices better on this one than Zerogaon. Zenkai Vroom! Zenkai Maginu!
Dimension Caster 7 has the perfect answer for these photos. Me. Mom, can we get Zenkaiger? Mom. No, we got Zenkaiger at home. Zenkaiger at home.
Yep. Technically it's not at home, it's at the mall.
But no, I like the 1, 2, 3, 4, like go.
Oh yeah, each knee, Sanchi go! Each knee, Sanchi go!
Yeah, no, I loved that. That was so catchy as hell.
I did like that better than Zerogaon's as well.
I like the twirl they do before they transform.
And they also fused using a boxing ring, which was weirdly on point.
I also do like when like they do their henshin before they fire the gun or whatever like that. Like two of them spin, then the other two spin, and then Kaito spins.
Oh yeah, so that reminds me. I am pissed that we didn't get another shoots the mook joke with Vroon.
But to be fair,
that's fine.
That does work with Vroon's character.
He actually asked, "How do you use this thing?"
Yeah, like I was so they did it the first 2 times and it was funny, and then Majinu did it and she just like randomly shot in the air and that was a funny variant. So I was expecting Vroon to like shoot himself just to change it up. But
no, because they know they can't top almost shooting your own fucking head off.
by actually shooting yourself.
No, but no, it is in Vroon's character of like, wow, how do I use this? Like the other 3 are probably like, we should have asked that.
They barely met him. They haven't had a chance to talk to him. It's been nonstop action since they met him.
I love when they saved him, where it's like tactical retreat, and they just pick him up and run away.
Yeah,
Run away.
So, that was funny. Another funny story. So Kelly was watching with me, and we were watching like the battle scene, and they used the Die Ranger gear to some of the Die Ranger abilities, and they give them like bow stabs or whatever. So I'm talking to Kelly. I'm like, oh yeah. So like one of the reasons they never adapted Die Ranger to Power Rangers is because like they had like a clip of freaking like one of the Rangers like hitting one of the mooks in the balls with like their bow staff. Immediately, fucking Kaito does that with one of the mooks. So I'm like, that.
And
that.
Must be famous then.
And gee, which Ranger was that? Oh, it was Shishi Ranger. You mean this guy that's over there with the boxing gloves?
Oh yeah, they had him.
That's
in the episode.
That's for you, Shishi Ranger. I miss you. God, I miss him.
Yeah.
So I will say that the Vroon Majina mech combination is probably the best one between the 2 mechs.
I agree.
But,
I liked it a lot better.
But I loved the yellow and blue combination.
Oh
that just looked so crisp.
It did kind of
good. It looked so crisp. Oh.
And Zero Majine did look good. I think we saw that last week though.
I just feel sad that like we know we're never gonna get suits for them because it's CG.
Yeah.
At least the toys can do them.
Well, yeah.
But the toys look like garbage. So.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'm getting Jiren Gao soon.
So yeah. Also, how fucking unfortunate it is that Vroon's Zord form is called Vroom Dump.
Yeah.
Oh no! They said it, and then I looked over at Kelly, and I was like, "Do you remember?" And she's like, "Oh, Rumble Dump," and I was like, "Yeah, Rumble Dump."
Yeah, Rumble Dump.
Yeah,
I love Rumble Dump. Rumble Dump's the best.
And like after he does a successful attack, Kaito's like, "That's a dump for you," or some shit like that.
As I was saying, the whole spinny thing before they transform.
Yeah,
it's a Go Ranger reference.
Is it?
Yeah, because since Go Ranger didn't have a transformation device, all they did was twirl. and then bam, they would be transformed.
Oh, all right.
So they were Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Because it's not like spinning around and around. It's just one twirl.
I kind of want to see them do that, though.
What?
Just spin in place of
like... And then them like pointing the gun towards obviously the fire is like that when they put their hands out.
Yeah.
After they're done.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's cool.
That's the line.
Oh, this show is just
when you see Pixar moms, that's dump truck power.
Oh, stop! Yep. Come on.
But yes, the team is finally all together.
Gonin Sorote, which they said.
They did say Gonin Sorote.
Yeah.
Which is also from Go Ranger.
Yep.
Go Ranger's a fun show, guys.
And then they put a bunch of boxing rings around the city, and then I just love fucking Vroon just drives through one to destroy it, and then accuses the monsters of not having boxing pride. I'm like, you just destroyed one of the rings, you hypocrite!
Who are you? I'm Vroom.
I dump all over shit.
What's a boat? Okay, so when he was asking all the questions in the fight, it reminded me of a skit from Robin Williams, where he's talking about his, 2-year-old son, who just keeps asking him questions. It's like, why do we need to breathe? Well, because of the oxygen. What's oxygen? Well, it's in the air. What's air? Why the fuck do you want to know? A year ago, you were shitting yourself. Now you're Carl Sagan?
I guess that just describes children very well.
Yeah, so exactly. It's like a year ago you were just shitting yourself, and now you want to know everything.
Yeah.
So then, the Zenkaigers kind of get a bigger motivation for now what they need to do, because Vroon tells them it's like, oh yeah, no, when you destroy the gears, the worlds get restored, and it's like, wait, there are worlds trapped in those things, and he's like, yeah, and it's like, what about the Sentai ones? It's like, oh no, Kaito's parents never would have done them. They're just motifs.
So
And then,
maybe
like, he said,
in that case, that makes me think that maybe the Toji Tendo have the Sentai world trapped in their gears that they're going to use to summon the Megazords for them to fight.
Hence the purple gears.
Exactly.
Because you see the
and-
Talbikun for this month of Zenkaiger fighting Octaranger.
Yeah.
so they mentioned
Kaito's like, ah!
So they mentioned Kaito's parents' names, and Vroon's just like, wait, those
Oh, yeah, they're
names
in our
sound
lab.
familiar. Yeah, oh yeah, they're in this guy's lab, and I'm just like, I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew they were being fucking held captive by the bad guy.
Oh yeah, of
Or in
course.
some way related to them, because it makes sense that the bad guys also have their own robot parrot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
What if they created the Kikai noids?
I don't know about created the Kikai noise, but they
Yeah.
probably created the evil
No,
gears.
like, what if... No, but what if the parents... Because remember, they built the bird.
Yeah, but that they built the technology that let them access other worlds, and that they connected
bigger
to
bird.
Kikaitopia.
They built the bigger bird.
Maybe.
And then the bigger
Yeah,
bird
the
built
leader-
the rest of them.
The
Oh
one guy
my
just
god,
wanted-
it's Terminator.
He's like, I want my own bird, and I want it to be as big as me. I want it to
Are
be
we-
evil.
Are we still operating on the thought that the evil bird is the true mastermind?
Yes.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
you don't trust birds.
I 100% want the bird to be the true villain of the show.
I know, it really feels like that could be legitimate, doesn't it?
Also, I'm voiced by, what's his name, who voiced Iago?
Gilbert Godfrey?
Yeah, Gilbert Godfrey.
Gilbert Gottfried!
If I get another
Destroy the Sentai!
But this was a fun episode.
He's
Better
on
than the
Cameo,
Saber
you
one.
could actually get him to say that.
Oh yeah.
I don't feel like paying money for Gilbert Godfrey.
We could just get Kevin to do it.
Exactly. I can pay Kevin cheaper money for 3 minutes.
Yeah. So next week is a fucking sushi episode.
Is that bad?
Fucking just.
I mean, I don't like
what?
sushi personally, so
Wait, hang on. Ishi,
You,
can
you
you say that
like
again?
you like episodes.
Next week is a sushi monster.
They dropped the ball.
Yep.
Did you make an actual ball drop there?
I have
Is
a
that
basketball.
Yeah. I
Why
knew
do you
this
have a
show couldn't hold its
basketball?
momentum
Why
too.
don't I have a basketball?
I knew this show
Come
couldn't
on.
hold its momentum forever.
where'd you
what?
get
You
a
think
where'd
a
you get a
sushi
basketball?
monster is bad, but a mushroom
clearly-
monster and an ice monster aren't?
Clearly, he got it from Basketopia.
Yeah, the basketball world.
They have 2 sections for Space Jam
Basketball
and
world.
Space Jam 3.
I got a basketball
I hope that-
world.
I hope there's a video game world.
Game World? No, Gametopia.
Can I go?
Gametopia.
I want to live there.
But it'd be at
Yeah,
Civil
right.
War because of all the console wars.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's get into our feature topic.
It's just a movie-topia at war with Booktopia.
They feud.
All right, feature topic.
This went places.
So it has been months since Flamenco started fighting real-life monsters, and apparently it's so routine to the point where society is bored of it.
Oh,
They're-
so
And
it's
they
like
just don't
what's
care.
so it's like what's happening right now.
People are literally
So,
just walking by
unfortunately,
in the streets, not giving a shit that Flamenco is inches away fighting a deadly kaijin.
Oh my goodness,
So-
that's the joke that I've always wanted. Just the monster
Can
of the week shows up, no one cares. Just, must be Tuesday.
Yeah, leave it to Flamenco.
So can I say, like, I think we talked about this last time we talked about Samuel Flamenco, but like, you have this like King Torture, you have this ultimate fucking villain for Flamenco to fight, and what better person to voice him than like the
Aizen.
fucking anime bad guy voice actor, fucking Aizen.
Yeah, oh yeah,
That's so good. It's
Aizen's
so
the one.
good.
from Bleach.
Why did this show just like completely pass people by? Like, I never hear anyone talk about it.
You
Well, I
ready,
mean,
you ready to learn why? The company that helped make it, Manglobe, literally shut down production a year after the show's release.
Well,
Oof.
yeah. Plus,
Like
this,
literally,
this show
Samurai
is from a while
Flamenco.
back, also.
next year, bankrupt.
Well,
That and Ichi's also right. This did come out in like 2013.
yeah.
Yeah.
Back before Kamen Rider was a big thing, where YouTubers didn't call Ultraman xenophobia.
Wait, people thought Ultraman was xenophobic? It's about an alien who helps people.
Oh no, it's xenophobic. I never watched Ultraman, but Ultraman's xenophobic.
Yeah.
Seriously, fuck that guy.
Yeah, no, for real.
So yeah, I love the scene where he's sparring with the teacher, and he's like, "Oh, be careful! You never know what could happen in the final episode."
So is he supposed to be a Takashi Hongo reference?
Yes.
Or is he meant to be a Keiji Oba reference?
I think mostly the former, based on the way he's built.
Takashi Hongo, yeah. I see in the hair.
Also, there's a scene where like the professor or whatever, it's just like
Harazaka?
he's like, oh man, there's got to be something more to them. Like, why do they stand up and like smile and explode and stuff like that? And it's like, oh no, it's just the typical Toku trait. It's like, no. It can't just be that simple.
I mean,
like,
we do find out next episode why that's a thing.
Oh, which I have to say, fuck, what a good twist to that.
Yeah.
So good. But so we cut back to Flamenco, like sitting watching like anime. And so he's watching like this thing called like Machine Gunner, I think it is.
Yeah, he's watching more Toku.
And I'm just listening to the narrator. And I'm like, I hear you, Nobuyuki Hiyama. You can't escape me. I know that voice a mile away.
Of course.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's awesome because he was the narrator for Forza.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So apparently these weekly kaijin fights are so routine and harmless that people are just... The news reports are low-key, people are losing interest and walking by, and even the fucking flamenco girls are just skipping fights entirely.
Then Goto's showing up like an hour later after...
Yeah.
It's like, dude, he exploded.
He already exploded, where were you?
Masayoshi, where is he? Dude, he exploded, like, right there. You see the bike track through the freaking ashes?
Yep.
Whipping walrus.
Yep. You missed whipping walrus!
What's the name of the monster? I have to do this for my job.
Oh yeah, when they were talking about branding Piranha with his fucking poisonous tissues. And he couldn't even remember the name for the report. So he called him Burning Piranha or some shit.
Yeah, the tissues apparently would like make people have split ends.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Or make their hair fall out. I'm not sure.
So, basically, like freaking Flamenco's kind of just like, talking out of his own ass, being like, I got these weapons, I can fucking beat anything that comes my way. And Goto's just like, then you know what? You don't need me. Then go be a fucking dick.
Yeah, and Mari, aka Flamenco Diamond, is so bored to the point where she calls up an interview
She
and
challenges the final boss right off.
Yeah, it's like, I'm bored of this shit. Come at me, final boss.
And then he did.
Oh man.
Oh,
but
boy, did he.
That's not even the worst part. So he found her agent.
Yeah, Kono.
Beat the shit out of him. Almost killed him, but luckily it was revealed by episode 10, but he's still alive.
Yeah. That was so interesting, where it's like, would you rather die with honor as a human, or live for entertainment as a monster with me? And he takes the latter. Wow. Did not expect that. I mean, I've seen this already.
You would rather die interesting than live boring.
Or die, he would rather live interesting than die boring.
Kidnaps the flamenco girls.
That is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
And failing.
Tortures both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But then,
like, really quite graphically.
But, tip of the iceberg. You're not even worth it.
You fucking side characters!
Yeah, you're not even the main character. It's like, damn!
You couldn't have insulted her anymore.
Well, no, that's the thing. Like, she, like, Sapphire or whatever, like that, like, he's like, man, see, that's, like, looks over at Mari just being like, that's what you should be. You're literally letting her willing to sacrifice herself for you. You don't give a shit about her.
That part comes after. At first, she was like, oh, you want flamenco? Why don't you want me? And he's like, oh, because you're a filthy, replaceable side character. And then in episode 10, that's when, like, Moe, aka Sapphire, is just like, let her go, I'll stay in her place. Like, even to the point where she gets her fucking fingers snapped by pliers.
Yeah,
Ugh.
like with the blood, and it was very graphic.
Oh, yeah.
Brutal. Yep.
That was the part where I told everyone when I was streaming it earlier. If you're squeamish,
Yeah, I had to look away. Luckily, I was typing notes.
I had to look away as well because like some
I
of our
mean-
fans was like, "That's it." I'm like,
I mean, like it was her hand was inside a glove and it just turns red with blood, but like
it's still
it's just the implication.
the timing of it. Cause it's not like no, it holds on it for
Oh,
a
yeah.
bit. It's like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
And you hear
Yeah.
it too.
oh, just thinking
So-
about it makes me squeamish.
But
I
that
for-
whole speech. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Emily.
That whole speech that he did about, like, you said what you think a superhero should say in that situation, but in reality you're selfish. You wanted her to sacrifice herself.
Yeah,
Was
which is
just
probably true.
kind of exactly, like, I really wish that more shows and stuff would actually call heroes out on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
because
then
it
and,
feels
and
a
then
lot of the
Mari.
time, like,
Yeah, and then Mari says a thing where it's like, "Oh no, I'm risking my life when I'm out there fighting," and then he like puts on her interview and goes, "Oh, I just see fighting as like a form of art. I don't really care." And then he's just like, "Yeah, you're full of fucking shit, lady."
Yep.
but she needed that because I don't think she's actually a bad person. She needed to hear what she was doing was bad.
Yeah, she just needed her eyes opened, honestly.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
hmm So I forgot about the mooks.
Oh, the torture
The
boys.
torture boys.
They
Sounds like a
literally
boy
got
band.
like ball gags in their mouth, and I'm like, oh man,
Yep.
oh
And then,
boy.
and then they got their asses kicked by an old man with stationary weapons.
So what was interesting is like Kelly sat down and watched these with me because like she kind of likes anime, and she was interested and she just kept giggling at fucking Flamenco, and I'm just like, what? She's like what's this stuff he's using? I'm like, oh no, all of his weapons are based off office supplies, and she's just like
Yep.
she starts giggling at it. She's like, that's silly. I was like, yeah, but it's effective.
He even gets a power up with some new weapons, like a fucking Swiss
Like,
Army
it's
knife
like a
attached
fucking,
to his arm.
like a Swiss Army fucking wrist sword. It's fucking dope.
Giant pencil the mook was gonna
Yeah.
beat up the doctor with. I'm gonna stab him.
And
But
then,
it can be erased.
and then Red Axe, I guess, shows up?
That's what I think that happened there.
Question mark?
It was
Yeah,
the,
I
the
think
teacher
it was
in the
I think it was
costume.
Red Axe.
Don't worry, it's explained in the next arc.
Yeah.
I'm still surprised there is a next arc. That felt final.
Right? But there's 22 episodes of this show.
I know.
And we just
Yeah,
wrapped
I was
up the
gonna go.
Kamen Rider part of it.
Yeah.
So then we get we get a cool thing where like Torture like chops his arm off, his hand off, replaces it with a chainsaw. And
it
I
a
just thought that was
chainsaw.
super fucking cool.
Like
That
was
feels
so awesome.
that feels wildly unnecessary, dude. You could have just held it in your hand.
Hey, Bruce
Nah.
Campbell.
Being a
Yeah.
supervillain is all about being wildly unnecessary, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Like I see him.
And then we get this.
No, I see him click it into his hand, and I'm just thinking in my head, "This is my boomstick."
My boom hand. And then we find out he's actually a Tokuota as well.
Wow.
I watched the
But
same
he's
shows,
preferred
but I
the
grew up
supervillains.
evil. Evil is liberating and
And
entertaining.
And I fucking loved that twist because like we came to think that this was an actual like evil organization that was like, you know, like realistic, not based off any toku shows at all. And then
Came
it's
from
like,
somewhere
no,
else.
It came from a self-obsessed toku lover who just decided to go the other direction.
He was worst part is he mentions to Masayoshi he's been waiting for someone to do this
Yeah.
so that he can
He
finally
needed a
just
nemesis.
do it.
Yeah. And like
Turning
Flamenco walks
unbreakable.
in and you see like all these coffins of all the fucking like monsters he fucking fought and killed, and he's just like, yeah, these are all my comrades, my friends who were willing to fucking take their like sacrifice themselves for the greater good and like to help defeat
Greater
you.
evil.
Yeah. And I was like, and I'm just sitting here just being like, I'm like, this is fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
You want to know the funny thing? Both
Hmm.
Kamen Rider and Android Kikai did the same thing.
Yeah.
Like they brought out the coffins of their dead warriors, opened them up. It's like they've been revived.
Yeah. Were you trying to say something earlier, Emily?
No, not that I know of.
All right.
So Godo comes in, fucking saves them because of course I saw that coming a mile away.
He
I
literally
knew that was gonna
crashes
fucking
through the
happen.
wall and saves the day.
And while he's about to launch a rocket, it's like, oh, I'm gonna revive and make a giant monster using my cells and their cells.
Yeah, that plan was nuts. And so they explained why the monsters were exploding. It was to spread these like specialized tortureman cells across the city that would then fuse with this rocket he was firing in order to revive Torture as Great King Torture. Holy fuck.
So
mentioned
Flamenco tells...
He wanted to make himself a true final boss.
Sorry. But like the doctor mentioned that like this chemical is not found on Earth. So now I'm thinking, did King Torture meet up with aliens?
Yeah, they never explained where he got his technology from because they explicitly said it was something not from Earth.
Because I do believe that they do mention aliens later on in the show.
Yeah, we'll find out more about this later.
Yeah.
So obviously, freaking Flamenco has to finish off King Torture. So he tells Godo, he's like, "Oh, go take care of the rocket before it launches." And he's like, "What?" So I just my fucking
how am I fucking gonna stop a rocket?
Yeah, Godo's just in the van, like, how the fuck am I gonna just the fucking rams the fucking rocket with the van? I was like, that's so fucking
the funniest
great.
thing is first thing he tries is to just shoot the rocket with his pistol, and then he drives the van into it.
Yeah, and which I thought that was so cool. I was like, that's exactly what you needed to do, and I'm so surprised that worked.
I just loved it. Just first plan, shoot it. Didn't work. Okay, ram it.
Yeah, dodge ram it.
Yeah.
But his girlfriend's texting and be like, "Oh, are you available next weekend?" Bitch, I may not even be alive in 30 seconds.
So King Torture gets like fucking impaled and still survives because obviously he's like some kind of cyborg thing.
Yeah, and then Flamenco rips out some sort of crystal from where his heart should be.
Oh, I thought that was just his heart.
Crystal and cyan
doesn't pump out blood.
Yeah,
totally not hurt.
And then we get a really sweet scene where like Mari proceeds to go to the concert that they were supposed to do that day.
Yeah,
she's all up there injured, and she sings the song, and everyone's just like, "What the fuck?" And Sapphire is just like in fucking tears, being like, "Oh my god, she's the greatest thing ever. She's my reason for living."
I feel like someone should have stopped her.
And then she disappears for like 5 or so episodes.
Oh wow!
Oh boy!
There's no episode preview. Yeah. And then Flamenco just walks out. Flamenco just walks out and reveals himself to the press.
And that's the end of the second arc of the show.
Yeah. There's no episode preview. All we know is that the next episode is titled From Beyond.
Ooh.
What could it mean?
I'll tell you what it means. It means we're doing a Sentai trope next.
Fuck yeah. I'm excited for more.
I am as well.
It was really good, and I'm just shocked that this show is not talked about more.
Again, made by Aniplex, made in 2013.
I mean, it's clearly targeted towards people like Toku, and Toku is kind of a niche thing.
Literally flew underneath the radar, but not to mention this aired late at night.
Yeah. Probably didn't help.
I really enjoyed the end of this arc though. It was really cool. Like I just again love that fucking twist that like King Torture ended up being like also a tokusatsu like fanatic.
Yeah, like you got to see photos on the wall of like him growing up.
Yeah, and he kept his collection too. Like that was like so good. I was like, oh, he still got his collection.
I'm a little disappointed that there was like no reaction when shit started getting destroyed though.
Yeah, it's because he was so far gone. He didn't care.
Yeah.
He knew.
He's living it. He's living the collection.
I guess.
Yeah, he became the supervillain that he wanted to be, I suppose.
Yeah.
I just again want to know what this like deal with Godo and his girlfriend is, because every time I keep bringing it up, Raven and Gar look at each other and they're like, "You'll see. Don't worry about it."
Oh yeah.
I'm like, okay.
That'll be a thing later.
Okay. Yes, I'm excited to see more.
In my head, like, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is our show.
Yes.
Yep.
So, GK?
Kikai, Radio Sentai Castranger.
I know this was technically the first Friday of April, but like I said, I didn't really have an idea of what to do for 4 weeks. So starting next week, we'll be starting Metal April 4 properly. And since, perfect timing, because we just finished talking about 2 episodes of an anime. Well, how about the rest of the month we talk about anime that's taken influence from tokusatsu shows?
So technically, this kind of was
yes.
Metal April.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
So, for next week, we are talking about probably the first 2 episodes of a series that we've already talked about before, but an anime edition of Android Kikaider.
Ooh.
It'll go well with Kikai Sentai.
Oh. So enjoy a poorly budgeted 2000s anime.
That's my favorite kind of budget.
Poorly.
Yeah.
Poorly is your favorite kind of budget?
All right. So, thank you everyone once again for listening, watching, liking, favoriting, sharing, subscribing, hitting the bell, and being awesome. As always, the primary source of our hijinks is castranger.podbean.com. From there you can find our Facebook page where I post thumbnails, our Twitter account, our Discord server where you can chat with everyone in here and listen to our show live, our Patreon where you can pledge to help us make the show better, our merchandise store where you can buy shirts and office supplies which you could use to dole out sick flamenco style justice. We are not legally responsible. Hoodies, onesies, masks, whatever, kigus with our emblems and shit on them.
Please sign this contract saying that you did not save Itchy and Scratchy.
Yeah. And until then, until next week, thank you once again.
Happy 50th anniversary, Kamen Rider.
We love you.
Happy anniversary, Kamen Rider.
Happy anniversary,
listening.
everyone.
Except for you, Ryuki.
Aw.
Ryuki, you get in that fucking corner over there.
Goodbye.
I don't know.
And remember, stay Sentai.